So you might want to close that. Oh, I didn't bring no dice. Ha. Good afternoon, adventurers. You know what time it is. It's Friday. It's time for John's Dungeon Corner. I'm John, your host. This is the corner of the store where the studio's stuck. Thus, John's Dungeon Corner, because we talk about all things Dungeons and Dragons. That's right. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys have had a wonderful week. You know, Christmas is fast approaching. My favorite holiday, October just went by, being Halloween. Here comes Christmas. Oh my, oh my. So, what are we going to talk about today on the show? Well, all kinds of cool stuff. The theme is modules, okay? And I'm only going to talk about one module because I've talked about so many, but I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Let's talk about all the cool stuff that's here. Now, I kind of don't see any dice today because we know all about dice. We love our dice, but I wanted to kind of show you these new. I want to kind of open them up. Now, this is a player companion. It's by Dragon Shield. Very nice, okay? It's an RPG accessory. I was looking at these when they came in. I'm like, wow, these are really cool. I'm going to open one up carefully so that you can kind of see it, okay? So this is this has got some really cool stuff in it. I mean, it's set up really nice. So it's like a leather. I don't know if it's maybe faux leather, real leather, but it looks really nice. And it's got a magnetic closure there. Has really nice embossment. You can see there. Really nice. I like that. Okay. Look at that. So here we go. On the inside, you got the Dragon Shield. It's got some role playing. The player companion. Storage room for RPG book, notebook, multiple dice, pen, and even your miniature. And, a huge legendary black dragon. Look at that. Rippleton. Okay. Those are really neat monster that you can use for 5e. Wow, look at this. Ooh, that's a mean one, boy. Anime dead. Oh, my gosh. That is something else. But this folds out really nice. Opens up really nice. I like that Dragon Shield. I like the whole card for it. Really nice. On the inside, it talks about the Curse of Rippleton. All right, we'll put that aside. And then here we got, look at that. Opens up in a nice dice tray. Dry erase marker. Places for your miniature. Look at that. Oh, that's nice for the miniature. And in here for dice, more dice or pens and pencils. That looks really good. You can put some whiteboard right on here, it looks like. Yeah. Nice clear sheet there. You can put something in. See? You can write. I like that. I like that a lot. Nice. By Dragon Shield. Okay, so this is really good. I like it. Put your character in there and write on them. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good accessories coming out right before Christmas, huh? I'm digging it. I am digging it. Oh, I'll put that in backwards. I put that in wrong. Ha! Look at me. All right, let me turn this around, I guess. I put this in backwards. Let's see. All right, here, like so. All right. So that looked really nice. I like that. Kind of give you an idea what the player companion looks like. Okay. Now, here goes the Game Master Companion, also by Dragon Shield. This looks really cool. Let's take a look at this one, huh? Kind of unveiling it. This is the first time I get to see this. This is cool. I like it when we open up new stuff. Got to be careful with it, though, eh? I like it. Look at that. This is also like look at that. It's got some nice embossing on it. It's got some dice across the front, but look at the side here. Look at the embossing on there. I call it embossed. It might be something called something else, but to me, that's embossed. Now, this opens up really cool. Whoa. Okay, let's see. That's why I wanted to have all this room today, because this thing opens up really nice. What's here is here. Oh, this is Escotrax. It's the Squire of Escotrax. Huge legendary nether dragon. Ooh, this is pretty cool. Huh. All right, so that's some information there. Some more stuff about what their products are about. And this is actually, I'm going to open it. Ooh, look at that. Oh, this is nice. It has trays in it. Has a strap so you can carry it around. Look at that. Straps up really nice. Okay, you can wrap it around to carry it. But look at these trays. Look at these trays for different types of miniatures. Okay. Oh, this is really nice inside. Look at this. Oh, wow. This is really cool. I like this a lot. Look at this one. Okay. So you got all kinds of different trays. Let me move these over here. That's why I need all this space today. So we had to push the dice. We got blank cards to make notes on. Okay, this is really nice. I like that. And then, of course, this whole thing comes out. So there it is. More miniature space. Okay, so this whole thing is for foam, has foam trays, your cards. You put them right down in here. And then all the foam trays just fit nicely in here like so. So there's 8 trays in here. 8 trays. And I'm sure that you could change some of these around and put dice in them or, you know, whatever you want to do with them. Dice, miniatures. I like that a lot. I do. That's very cool. And then, let me move this out of the way here. So this would be nothing but miniatures and dice or whatever you want to put in there. And then here, you actually got the dragon shield. Okay. And then on the inside, it's really cool. You've got a lot of little pockets to hold information with. And you kind of put something in here. Got different elastic bands there. Nice bands that you can use to hold all your stuff with. So I like that. I like that a lot. This is very cool. Tell you, they're coming out with all kinds of new products. Every month we're getting something new here. I love it. You know, this is actually quite big. But you can put all your stuff in here. All these miniatures, look at that. It's very nice. I like the way this sits too. Oh, there we go. So just this like so. Oh, let me put this back in there. Gotta make sure I put everything back in where it belongs, you know. Huh. Okay, like so. So that one goes there. Very nice. These dragon shields are really good. I definitely recommend them. They come with a little kind of adventure type thing situation there. You can set some characters on. Well, this opens up nice. It's actually got embossing on both sides. This is really nice. Magnetic. So it closes magnetically. Hey, brother, how are you? Welcome to the show. Talking about some of the Dragon Shield products that just came out. One's a Game Master one. The other one is a player companion one. Both look really snazzy. I like them. I like those. I'm going to put one of those on one of my Christmas lists. You know, I'm always looking for stuff to help me carry my things when I go to games. Because whenever I come to collect, I want to be able to bring what I can, everything I can. I mean, I can't bring everything, obviously. I'd be carrying boxes. I'd be spending half the day just moving in. And that wouldn't be any fun, now would it? So other cool products. You know, I always rave about the Pathfinder map sets that they have. I simply love these flip mats. So they have a multi-pack one here. It has 2 24 by 30 mats, 1-inch squares on both sides. You got a front and a back of them. So this set has, let's see what we got. We have the 4 key encounters from the Pathfinder playtest adventure. Hey, look.
Oh, look, your brother's here too.
Yeah, my brother's on there. A lot of people are, Antonio's got busy. Today's going to be a light day.
We got all the Spanish people here. Huh?
That's all the Spanish people are here. That's right. That's all that matters. That's crazy like that. You got to open one of these up and look at it. I just showed it off. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it.
And it's also a screen.
Yep, it's a screen. This holds nothing but miniatures. The center part has nothing but pure miniatures and dice.
And it's made by Dragon
Shield. Good quality.
They make
good
really
quality.
Good gaming stuff for the cards.
And then they got the player companion. You can put your character in there, your dice, a miniature, pencils. It's a dice tray. It's all in one. Yeah, it's actually really nice.
They're really making the accessories they
are.
Good now.
All right, but for those of you who don't know, this is Danny. He's the manager here at the collective, and he does that. He's got his hands in everything. He's the producer.
Make sure the studio's good.
The studio's good. You know, he does some of the technical stuff. Oh my gosh, what doesn't he do?
Can't wait to get back in the D&D.
Yeah, man, we got to get that going.
We do.
We got enough accessories for it.
Yeah,
we got to talk about that actually.
Yeah,
we have a game here. That's right, a game that we run here at the collective. And it's still running. That's right.
I ain't dead yet.
No, man, never. So you got the crypt under Magnimar, a demon-infested Worldwood, and a Wizard's Tower. So the maps are really cool. Those 4 that came out in the multi-pack. Then we got, I like this one, the Pirate Island. This is really neat. Has the big pirate island surrounded by the water, and then of course the beach front. That's really nice. I like these. And you know, remember something about all these maps. You can add them. You can put them together with other maps to form things. Okay, so You can always set them side by side, one on top of the other. I've put 4 map boards out. It just depends on what the adventure is. This is really cool. This is one of the Kingmaker maps. There we go. I got it out. Kingmaker maps. This is the Noble Manor multi-pack. Has, once again, 2 24 by 30s. And it has a nice front and back on each one of them. The Noble Manor, it opens up. Here we go. I'm going to show you the 2 wings. You got to combine really to hold these and look at them. They're just so neat. And I love these. I use these map boards all the time. Now, this one is the River Kingdom Ruins multi-pack. And they're multi-packs. So you're getting like 2 boards. And that's awesome. So these are all 24 by 30. Legacies Left Behind. So you've got, what do we got here? We got 4 ruined locations, an overgrown keep, a decrepit river crossing. Oh, God, decrepit. Somebody better go clean that up. A dilapidated swamp settlement. Oh, my gosh. It only gets worse. And a forgotten shrine. Okay, that's not so bad. It's probably overrun with cobwebs and weeds and stuff. So we're just going to have to go out there. Get a landscaper. Anyway, but that's this map. This is really neat for some locations there. And then the last multi-pack is the campsite multi-pack. This has 4 different campsites. Each map, it's, wow, they're pretty cool. So one's up on a hillock. One has like it's on a set of hills with some rocks. One's like in a wooded terrain area, and the other one's like in a little glade. So like I said, you got to come and take a look at these in person. They're hard to see up on the camera. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come and flash them up there real quick so that you can kind of see them, all right? Because, I mean, it's really nice. Look at that. Okay, oh, there we go. That looks nice. All right. There's that one. That's the campsite one. Okay. This is the River Ruins, the River Kingdom Ruins, okay? That you can use. Look at that one. That's the one that has the decrepit settlement in it. I'm sorry, the decrepit river crossing. Oh my gosh, decrepit. That's just wrong. We went from overgrown keep to decrepit to dilapidated. They use some big words there. I like that. Okay, then this was the Noble Manor. Now this was really nice and pretty. You know, everything's nice and clean. So they probably have maids and butlers to take care of the situation there. But that's really neat there. The other multi-pack is the different types of keeps, the different 4 key encounters for that. What is it? Pathfinder, Playtest Adventure, Doomsday Dawn. But remember, even though it was designed for that, which I think is really cool because now you got the actual map boards that are talked about in the adventure, you can actually use these for anything you want. The wonderful thing about this is because they've already linked them together, you can do the same thing in your adventure. You can link all 4 together. And this is the Pirate Island. This is one map board. Flips over, but take a look at that. You got a beach landing. Okay, you can do something there. Maybe the pirates are waiting for you. And then, of course, now you've got the island itself that you get to explore. It's got a cave, and you can go down. Oh, yeah. I can see a lot of good stuff coming to that. Yes, I can. That I can definitely see. So, all right, so that's some of the new stuff that we got in, most of the new stuff. We've gotten some reorders of things that have finally come back in, and that's always a fun thing. So today's topic, and it's going to be I'm going to talk about one particular item, that my favorite, and then of course you've seen all the different adventure books, and I'm not going to bring them all out because you've seen them through time. If you haven't, then come down. My challenge to you is come down to the collective and check it out. Okay. That would be my challenge to you. Come down and check it out. There's a lot. There are so many different adventure books. You've got the Tiamat. Even the starter boxes have their own adventures in them that can get you like 4th and 5th level. You can combine them together, get up to like 8th, 10th level, depending on how you do it. You've got the Frostwind, Icewind Dale adventure books. You've got the Strahd Ravenloft books, just so many of them out there. Okay, against the fiends, the giants. But my favorite of all time, and I talked about this when I first got it for my Christmas gift from Antonio and Sarah, was the Temple of Elemental Evil. The question was, what are some of your favorite modules that you've ever played in, and are they still available? Because, you know, I mean, granted, some of the modules that were available back in the day, they've now, let me say this, not all of them I think are available yet, but they're coming. And a lot of them have been remade for 5e, such as the Temple of Elemental Evil, which is what I have right here. This is the box set that they got when the collective had one. For all I know, they had to special order it, but it comes in a wonderful box. This is number 6 of the original series. So, I mean 6. They redo the modules from back in the day. They redo the modules from back in the day, and this is number 6 in that series. And I can't tell you what number 1 is, but I know that White Plume Mountain, the Tomb of Horrors, I think is a part of it. Saltmarsh is a part of it. So there's a couple of other ones there. And of course, Saltmarsh, The Secret of Saltmarsh came out in its old adventure book also. But anyway, here it is. This is them. T1 through 4, Temple of Elemental Evil. There's a 2-volume set that came out. And it basically goes through the entire Hamlet and the temple itself. And just, it's beautiful. Let me show you some stuff in here. And I'll tell you what I loved about this and why I really appreciated this. I played this once upon a time. Look at the artwork. So the crazy artwork in there, right? But it's not just the module in here itself. And I'm going to show you. Let me get my glasses so I can read you a couple things. This set has historical commentary in it that's so amazing. All right? Because it kind of tells you, look, grumpy old D&D and a trip to Hamlet. Look at that car. I mean, most of you don't even know what that car is. Okay? And so this is really neat because it goes back and it talks about like the beginnings of Dungeons and Dragons, the memory of Hamlet and the temple that never was. Look at that graph paper and just a bunch of lines everywhere. And it actually has pictures. Now this is really neat. This is the original Gary Gygax write-up of the Temple of Elemental Evil setting right here. It's typewritten. Okay? On a typewriter, yes. Not everything was, there were no computers. Typewritten, I tell you, typewritten. And by Gary Gygax, that's just a copy of it. It's awesome. Look at this. The original maps. Okay. This is Arneson's overhead map of the traders establishment. Gygax's drawing of the village. And you get all this in here. There goes the map of the surrounding area and the temple entrance. And it goes on and on and on. And there's some really cool color pictures here. This is the player character record sheet cover right here back then. So it just takes you back. It's really nice. So it talks about a lot of history. And yes, eventually you get into the village of Hamlet. You know, there goes just so many things in here. There we go. The village of Hamlet, T1. You know, that's why it's T1 through 4. I'm not going to hold that up there. It's a heavy book. They're a heavy set of books. But this was my favorite module. It took you from, and here's the thing. It was funny because originally the module was the village of Hamlet, the Temple of Elemental Evil. There's another part to it where you go to another village and it goes on and on and on. Hey, William, how are you, sir? Thank you for showing up. Not a lot of folks on today, but they promised to watch the show afterwards. We're talking about some of the oldies but goodies. The Temple of Elemental Evil, the big old books. You too. Have a wonderful adventure, William. So that's always been my favorite. So you started out in the village of Hamlet. They got you to there, and then from there you kind of went on to the Moat House, and then you went on to the temple, and it was just a lot of fun. By the time you got done, you were X level. I can't even remember. I think it was like 5th or 6th level. But there was a whole series of modules that went with this. And that's what made the campaign. That one adventure book turned into a whole campaign. After that, you could go into the Slave Lord series, which was 4 modules. They were called the A series, the A1 through 4. Then after that, you went into the Steeding of the Hill Giant Chief, the Frost Giant King Jarl, and the Hall of the Fire Giant, which was the G series. So it went T series, which is the Temple. Then you went to the Slave Warrior series, which was the A series. Then you went to the Giant series, properly numbered G1, 2, and 3. And then you went into the D series, which was the Drow series, the Vault, Descent into the Depths, I think it was, Vault of the Drow. So that was, and this all connected. This all connected its way together, kind of snaking through Greyhawk. And then finally you got to Q1, which is the Queen of the Demon Web, which is the Loth adventure. And you put all this together, and it was like, oh my gosh, you had a whole campaign right there. It was amazing. And you would die and come back, and it was just wild. There was a lot of fun in it, a lot of adventuring, a lot of trap, a lot of thinking went into it, a lot of dice rolling. We love dice. But with that being said, those modules were linked together, or you could play them individually. You could just kind of grab the A series and say, hey, this Slave Lord series would be a cool way to start things. And so you'd have to get them to that level. I think that will start at like 5th or 6th level. And you could do something in front of it, your own creation or something else, and then take them into that series. And it just set you up. It gave you the framework for the adventure. And each adventure led to another one and another one and so on and so forth until you finished it all and then you started something else. Because there were a lot more adventures back there. White Plum Mountain, Tomb of Horrors, Beyond the Veil, I think, or something like that. And just a lot of neat things that you could do. But this has always has a special place in my heart, the Temple of Elemental Evil. It's just wow. And to see it redone like this in this big old book and be able to see some of the maps that went into the making of this and some of the commentary and some of the artwork, the original artwork, that we used to do everything on graph paper. And we didn't have these map boards, so you just kind of drew everything. It looked kind of wonky sometimes, but nobody cared because we were having fun. And so it brings back a lot of good memories. And the wonderful part about it is that you get to share this now with the new people. Yeah, there's only 2 today, and everybody's just tied up. People are flying here and there and tied up at work. And, oh, yeah, well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I always like having fun, no matter whether it's 0 people or 1,000 people. I always have fun. I always got something to talk about. And a lot of people go back and watch it afterwards. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon is sometimes tough. I get it, but I do it. I have a good time with it. So, but yeah, so we used to play this whole series. Never got to really finish it all. We kind of bounced around. It's sometimes it's hard to finish a campaign that you start because people move away. Back in this time, I was still growing up, so I was in school, sports, this, that, the other. My dad was in the military, so we moved around, and groups came and went. And even as an adult, people move around and change jobs, have families, whatever the case may be. So it's hard, but the fun thing is I've always been able to keep the love of the game and share it with family and friends. So that's what and if you don't want to create this whole pantheon, this whole world and all these adventures, modules are a wonderful thing. All right. Even as an experienced game master, I love running the modules because there's always something new. And you can grab one little piece of something that says, oh, I should incorporate that into my campaign that I'm creating. Because you're not going to come up with every great idea. If it did, then we wouldn't have so many famous inventors, right? I mean,
you're a famous inventor.
I'm a famous inventor.
So I don't know if you if they've reached out to you, but I told them to reach out to you.
What's that?
The Hardly Heroes guys. They finished their module.
Oh, they did. That's right.
They wanted you to test it first, to run it and test it for them.
I'll do that.
So they said they're going to reach out to you to see.
Oh, I love it. See, there you go.
Yeah, so they
good
finished
people.
The module.
That's another. It's a wonderful comic book too. That's fun. Hardly Heroes. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I want you to come by and check it out. I enjoyed it. I have all theirs. It's fun. And Danny will tell you, I'm not a real big comic book fan. There's a few things that I get because I think they're really cool, like Berserker. That's something. But that's just because of the Keanu Reeves link. And but the 47 Tales and Reign of Ages, and the Harley Heroes. That's it for me. If I had to pick 3, that'd be my 3. And poor Berserk would be tossed out. It wouldn't make the top 3.
It's all
sorry,
the D&D books.
Sorry, Keanu.
It's those D&D
It's
books.
those D&D books that got you hooked.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about that, Danny. Hey, let me say something. So I got this. I'm not on Twitter or any of that stuff, but Antonio's, my daughter-in-law, Sarah, who you've seen on the show, sent me the coolest Twitter thing. There are 3 Cleveland Brown professional football players. Now, we know Vin Diesel plays Dungeons and Dragons. We know about all these actors that play, right? So they interviewed these 3 Cleveland Brown players. I'm not going to say their names or anything because I'm just telling you, you can go out there and see it. It's out there, all right? I'll tell you that it was a fullback. He's not with the team anymore because the Browns kind of went away from the whole fullback position thing. But a very good player, very good player. A defensive end and an all-pro tackle. The fullback guy, and I'm just going to call him fullback guy. I'm not using any names. Started the game because he saw the defensive end guy. Now imagine this, defensive end, right? I mean, this guy, he's a defensive end in the NFL, was wearing a Stranger Things shirt. And he says, hey, you know that game, blah, 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 that they play? He said, oh, yeah, that Dungeons and Dragons thing, yeah. So they all got together, started playing, and they showed them playing, and they talked to all 3. There's only 3 of them playing, but it's the coolest thing because here we have, if you want to define the word jock, that would be an NFL player, right? Or an NBA player or a baseball player. Those are the top of the food chain as far as it comes to jocks, okay? These guys are playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And I loved every minute of it.
Superman plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Superman plays Dungeons and Dragons.
40K.
And look at that, 40K. See, so what I got to tell you, those are pretty cool. Even the superheroes play.
That's why we're just trying.
That's
to
why
be
we
superheroes.
play. Yeah, we're trying to be superheroes. I figured maybe if I play real good D&D, maybe I can make it to the NFL.
That's what we're not teaching the kids.
That's what we're not teaching. That's how we got to teach them. But I think it's just the coolest thing in the world. And that just popped into my head. So, okay. But as far as modules go, I love, being able to pick up a module. And if you just want like a session, something to do for the session, get one of the adventure books. And the wonderful thing is that depending on what part you want to do, you can just kind of grab it and say, okay, well, at this point, they're this level. At this point, they're this level. So just go into that chapter and run that chapter if you just want to do one shot. Not a lot of work involved. You ain't got to go crazy creating a bunch of stuff, So I like that part of it. I do for a quick one. That's why I love modules. They're a great fallback. Whatever happened. And there you go. You still do a nice game. And you don't have to go through a lot of trouble trying to create stuff. Your NPCs are done for you. Your monsters are done for you. The environment, the adventures, all laid out for you. Just pick it up and run it. Read over it real quick, and there you go. Now, so that's modules. That's what they asked me about my favorite modules and how good are. The question was, how good are modules? I'll kind of paraphrase it. Just how good are modules to use within your game, and what's your favorite ones? So I kind of did them backwards. I kind of went with my favorite one and talked about modules, adventure books, okay? And they take you up the levels. I've talked about many of them, so I'm not going to really get into them, except to say that either as a campaign, as a single one-off, as something to have laying around in case of an emergency that you need to pull something real quick, or you want to run a quick game for somebody, they're great. Just like I have all the starter boxes. And I love them because if I get a group of players on a special day, I'm here and they say, hey, I got 3 or 4 players that have never played D&D and like to try it. There's nothing better that the character's already pre-made. You sit down, you take a half an hour to explain it to them, and then you play for a half hour or so. And in an hour, they're either interested in or they have a better idea about Dungeons and Dragons. Okay? So that's what I have to say about modules and the starter boxes. My favorite of all time will always be the Temple of Elemental Evil. It's got a special place in my heart and on my shelf because this special edition is so heavy, but it's so beautiful. I didn't show you the second book, did I? My bad. Let me show you the second book. It's always nice to see what people are talking about, but here's the second book. This is the reincarnation, the Temple of Elemental Evil by Gary Gygax with Frank. What is it? Menser. So there it is. Very cool. Okay. And this is, and this is really nice because once again, it goes on into the temple, and there's black and white artwork in it from the original module. And there we go, more black and white. Artwork. I've always loved artwork, whether it's black and white. You have to, and look, this is so simple, but look at how nice that is. That's just a rock outcropping with some trees growing and some creature there, like a dragonelle or something. Here we go. Adventuring was what we do best, right? As adventurers. So, but anyway, and then back here, there's all the different. Here goes St. Cuthbert and Ews. Those Ews, and further back, of course, are the monsters, and then of course back here are a bunch of items and all the maps. So, very, very nice. I just wanted to show you the second part of it because that's the whole 4 modules that went into it, T1 through 4. And physically, I don't think there were 4 actual modules because I remember the Village of Hommlet, and the Temple of Evil. So this was like T1. This was T2 through 3 and 4. Okay. So to kind of wrap things up, I do want to remind everybody tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow is the 5th, and it starts the 33 hours of gaming at 10 a.m. Saturday to 7 p.m. on Sunday. 33 hours of gaming. I mean, you just can't beat that. It's called the Collective and Extra Life, a program of Children's Miracle Network Hospitals are putting this wonderful thing together. Brendan has opened up the doors and welcomed them in. So come and play. There's going to be all kinds of games. The best way to do this is to go on Warhorn and warhorn.com and register to play there. Okay. There is for the Cancer Society, there's 2 big Magic the Gathering tourneys. The first was a Commander tourney that'll start at 11 a.m. Okay. And then there's a Pauper tourney starting at 2 p.m. So we got the Commander tourney at 11 a.m., the Pauper tourney at 2 p.m. They're both to benefit the Cancer Society. They're going to team up with the Collective and Extra Life, and there we go. And then throughout the day, there's going to be Dungeons and Dragons, a mod. There's all kinds of things. Join Team Org. There's a graphic plan for a 4-hour game with 6 players. There's games that still need GMs, so it's still not too late to come and run a game. So definitely come by. 33 hours of gaming. You can't beat it. It starts tomorrow at 10, runs till 7 p.m. on Sunday. So come out. It's for a great cause. 33 hours of gaming. So nothing wrong to that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So other than that, remember we got some great products in these game shields. Oh, let me move this out of the way here. These Dragon Game Master Companion and the Player Companion are really amazing. It's just a different level. The books look really good. They fold out, a lot of roomy stuff in there for miniatures and dice and everything basically you need to either run a game or play a game. Of course, we have all the map boards. Let me move these guys out of the way for a moment. We got all these new map boards that have come in, and these are all new. I have not seen these, and I'm a map board fanatic. You know me. So, and they're out. It's for the Kingmaker. Some of these are designed for Kingmaker Adventure. You know what? I use them for everything. They're just they're really good quality. They do exactly what they do. You can use wet or dry erase or even permanent markers on it. Now, let me tell you, I'm not even going to get into that, but you can. But I like the wet and the dry erase. I'll leave it at that. A little easier to clean up. How's that? All right. So other than that, that's what I got for you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching it afterwards. I know sometimes I don't get to see you. I get to see your comments later on if you leave some after the show's over. So I appreciate you coming to watch the show afterwards. But as always, may the road rise up to meet your feet, and may all your adventures be successful. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you over the weekend, and see you next Friday.